What up, Kane fans? Welcome back to the Cafecito and Kane Show, or welcome to the Cafecito and Kane Show if it's your first time ever here. If it is your first time ever, please go down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please support the channel. That is, if you like it also. No pressure. But here to talk some upcoming fall camp, obviously. That week, it seems like it's finally here. I don't think they've announced a date when fall camp actually begins. It's supposed to be sometime this week, I believe. But, if football's finally here, I'm so happy. so happy. You have no idea. Finally, we could stop talking about all the, the recruiting and the transfer portal stuff for a little bit, kind of put that to the side, although that never completely goes away, and that's fine. We're in the business of recruiting, and Miami is a prominent enough program that we're always involved when a big-time recruit is looking, So grateful to be involved in those, but at the same time, going crazy over every recruit that picks us or doesn't pick us. It was getting a little old. I want football. I want to hear some pads colliding. I want to hear, I want to see what our team is really going to look like on the field, so we'll get into that. I titled this video, is it playoffs or bust for Miami? Basically, what does Miami need to do for it to be a successful season and to keep this train rolling? Because, a setback is not good. Miami fans will not tolerate that. So we can't afford that. Mario's going into year 4. As I said many times, he's got to get it done now. What is it? Well, that could be different for some people. It could be win the ACC title. It could just be get to Charlotte. It could just be get to the ACC championship game. It could be make the playoffs. It could be make the Final Four. Some people have the lofty goal of even winning the national championship this year. I don't know about that. I know some people are kind of throwing Miami's name out there as like a dark horse title contender. If Carson Beck plays to his ability, which I guess it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but hey, not impossible. But yes, Jacoby, thank you. Yes, please go hit that like button. Before I continue, just a quick reminder, please go check out aboutthefans.com if you're looking for some Miami gear. They got plenty there. They got a Miami Flow collection. They got a Hoodie Girl collection. They got a Miami Mayhem. They got all the different shows, all different content creators are represented there well. John, do they have Cafecito and Canes? As a matter of fact, they do. Go down to the description, click that link. It's going to take you right to my logo shirt. So there you go. Made it easy for you. But if you like the Panthers, if you like the Heat, there's some gear there too if you want that. So please go check out About the Fans. And like I said, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Now, before I get into that, the goals for this season, I'm just curious. Did you guys watch that documentary that they put out on YouTube? I think it was like the Miami Hurricanes official YouTube channel or Canes All Access or something like that. They put out like a 42-minute documentary, basically, kind of chronicling like the spring pretty much. It showed parts of the spring game, and it showed, talked about the coordinator. Both coordinators actually got to speak in that. They talked about the players that, they were really impressed with so far in the offseason. I don't usually take a lot out of these things, but I went ahead and watched it. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend you guys go watch it. Again, if you're scrolling through YouTube, you're looking for it. It's the one that's like 42 minutes. Go check it out. It's a really good watch. And both coordinators got a lot of screen time. They got to speak on certain guys. First of all, with Corey Heatherman, I liked the hire when it happened. I like the hire even more after I heard him speak because the biggest thing I got from him, my biggest takeaway is you heard him talk and he spoke specifically about, always wanting to learn. He's always open to learning new things for example, he said, hey, when I got to Minnesota, I didn't say, oh, this is how we always did it at JMU. And when he got here, he's like, well, this is always how we did it in Minnesota. No, he's open to learning. He's open to growing and evolving. And college football is an ever-evolving thing, as we know. The sport of football in general, but especially college football. So I heard that. The light bulb went on in my head. I was like, oh, okay, this dude's not going to be stubborn, hopefully. And how many times with past coordinators has stubbornness killed us? Not just with coordinators, with head coaches as well. But you get what I'm saying, right? How many times in the past has just, not want, like, D'Onofrio, for example, or Mark Whipple on offense a few years before that, just not wanting to get away, not wanting to deviate or change or evolve. How many times has that killed us once teams figured them out? And it happened most recently with our last guy. So that was nice to hear from Coach Heatherman. They talked about, other things like Dawson talked about certain guys on offense that performed really well in the spring that he was really impressed with, that he's looking to take a leadership role with. First guy he mentioned was Elijah Lofton. Like we all knew, I mean, that's not really a surprise to us that not only is he talking about him being an integral part of the offense, I mean, you're hearing it right from the horse's mouth, right from Shannon Dawson's mouth. He's going to be an integral part of the offense. And basically, he's kind of looking for him to be one of the leaders on offense. I'm not saying it verbatim what he said, but basically the expectations for Elijah Lofton are high, that he's a hell of a football player. He could be used in many different ways. He even made the joke that if you put him at the Mike linebacker position, that he'd probably do okay. So that goes to show like what a well-rounded player Elijah Lofton is and what we're in for this season. Like we've been saying for the past calendar year, dude's going to be a problem. Okay, so they talk about the offensive line. Of the offensive linemen, he did single out Inez Cooper as being the most impressive of the linemen of during the spring, which is good to hear because I thought Inez had a bit of a disappointing season. He was battling an injury throughout the year, so that was part of it. So continuing to lean out his body and reshape his body, now going into his junior year. Actually, no, wait. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is his fourth year, Inez Cooper, so he's going to be a senior. Because I remember he was a true freshman that 2022 season when Cristobal first got here. So this will be his fourth year. And I've been saying it for a couple of years now. I'll continue to say it. He's one of the best guards in America. So hearing that, how hard he's worked and what strides he made in the spring, that's very, very encouraging. And even with the subpar season he had to his standards last season, we still had a top 10, top 12 offensive line. You go into into 2025 with a much healthier Inez Cooper with a renewed focus of Francis Mauigoa, who's projected to be a first rounder, maybe even a top 10 pick if he has a special year, which I think he's capable of. Mark Helbella continues to improve. Matthew McCoy, who Dawson said was out before, but he's going to be back and an integral part of the O-line. And then you got Brockermeyer, who's a vet. You bring back an O-line like that, I mean, you're talking possibly a top 5 O-line. And look at shout out to whoever posted this. I think it was 305 Sports on Instagram. He posted the heights and weights earlier today or yesterday of all the offensive linemen in Miami's O-line room. I'm just going to name the starters really quick. Francis Mauigoa, 6'5", 330. Coop, 6'6", 330. Mark Helbell, 6'9", 350. Matthew McCoy, 6'7", 325. James Brockermeyer, he's the smaller one. He's the runt of the litter. 6'2.5", 6'3", 295. If you want to throw in Ryan Rodriguez, 6'3", 305. I mean, that is just insane. That I remember going to practices and seeing 6'2", 6'3" guys, and those would be the average size. Those would 6'4" would be like 6'4", 300 pounds would be our biggest lineman. Seriously, it was bad. But it's completely changed. The game has completely changed. Mario Cristobal has this team looking a certain way when they're getting off the bus, and that's really important. Not just when they're getting off the bus, but on the field too. You got 6'7", 350 leaning on you for 3 quarters. Yeah, you're going to be dead in the fourth. You're going to be gassed. So that's huge. Also, Francis and Inez Cooper, congrats to them for being named to the Outland Trophy watch list. Carson Beck being named to the Maxwell Award watch list, which is given to the nation's most outstanding player. I've never known what the difference is between that and Heisman Trophy, because you look at the descriptions, it's like almost exactly the same thing. So it's basically 2 different awards for the top player in college football. Maxwell's one, Heisman's the other. But he's on the watch list for the Maxwell. Let's see who else. Oh, Ruben Bain on the Nagurski watch list, given to the best. I believe it's the best defensive lineman, or the best or the best front 7 player, maybe even the best defensive player. Listen, these are not small accolades. I remember reading something like I think it was Phil Steele. I read this years ago, and it was one of the rare seasons that we won like 9 or 10 games in the last 20 years. And going into the year, Phil was like, if you see that multiple guys on both sides of the ball are getting preseason All-ACC watch list, preseason All-American watch list, that's usually a good indication that you're on the rise. Okay? It was going into one of those like Al Golden years that we won 9 games. And he was right. He ended up being right that season. I agree. It is a good indication of things trending in the right direction. But this is a little different because, like, if you're on an all-conference watch list, I mean, I talked to someone not too long ago about this, that they were like, yeah, if you're a returning starter and you were decent the year before, you're pretty much on an all-conference watch list, especially ACC. All-American watch list, that's another level. But if you're on the Outland Trophy watch list, Outland Trophy's for the best linemen in college football. Like Bryant McKinney won that award. Okay. If you're on the Nagurski watch, I mean, Dan Morgan, that was one of the many awards he won that season. If you're on the Maxwell, I mean, that's given to one guy. All these trophies are given to one guy in all of college football. Okay. So being on the watch list, having multiple guys on watch lists for those trophies, I believe is a big deal. That's like another level. So that's no small thing. A few other guys they talked about. Wesley Bassink got a lot of screen time on the documentary. I thought he was really good. I have a feeling he's going to have a solid year, especially in Heatherman's offense that's very linebacker friendly. I mean, he's made his defenses work with linebackers that were much less athletic. So I feel like with Wesley Bassink, with Popo Aguirre, Chase Smith, guys like that, I think he's going to have a fun time, using those guys in his defense. And then you got Muhammad Torre, who I'm hearing from multiple people that he's 100%. If he's anywhere near 2023, oh my God, that was a monster pickup late in this portal cycle. So all that's great. Akeem Mesidor is another one that got a little screen time. Also, Coach Heatherman singled him out specifically. Veteran, healthy. He's been kind of banged up on and off throughout his college career, throughout his time here at Miami, really, since he got here in 2022. He was a portal guy, but he was a portal guy so long ago, you kind of forget. So it's almost like he's a homegrown guy. But I'm looking forward to Mezzi finally having a full season on the field opposite a Ruben Bain who's in shape and a little pissed off in a good way. I think he's ready to take it out on the ACC. Although I'm biased, I appreciate that we have guys in consideration for those yearly awards. Yeah. No, it's a big deal, man. Obviously, winning those awards will be like that's something totally different. That would be amazing. And certainly, CC has as one guy that has a really good shot at that. So let's see what happens. But that's pretty much it on my thoughts on the documentary. I don't know if you guys caught it, but go check it out. I thought it was really good. But now let's get back to the matter at hand here. For Miami to have a successful season, what do you think needs to happen? What would you need to see on the field? And you can let me know in the comments. What needs to happen on the field for you to look back and be like, all right, that was, I'm happy with that year. That was a solid year. Because you look on paper last year, if you told fans before the Florida game last year, hey, we're about to go 10-2. We're going to blast Florida off the field in the Swamp. We're going to embarrass them. We are going to beat FSU at home pretty easily in blowout fashion. We're going to go 10-2, have an exciting year. Cam Ward's going to be number 1 overall pick. I don't tell you anything else. If I told you that going into last season, most of you, including myself, would be like, dude, I take that all day. I take that all day. But it's funny how things work out because that happened. But expectations fluctuate and change throughout the year, right? So you go into that Syracuse game at the end of the season, all of a sudden you start having problems on defense that you weren't expecting early on. Certain things are broken, especially on the back end. Communication's way off. Guys are confused. And, it just got bad to the point that you were nervous anytime our defense went out there. You thought, man, we're going to have to score every possession to win this game. And we almost did score every possession. We had a fumble here, a stop there, and it's just, then that was enough for them to beat us. But going into that Syracuse game, or coming out of that Syracuse game, rather, yeah, you finished 10-2, but it's like, man, we blew a 3-touchdown lead. Had we held on, we're in the playoff. Win or lose the ACC championship, because if we win that game, we're in the ACC championship game, which is something we've only done once. But win or lose the ACC championship game itself against SMU, which I thought we actually had a decent chance of beating them, we're in the playoff. Worst case, we're in the playoff first round. We got to go on the road probably. Or best case, maybe we go beat SMU in Charlotte, and then we get a first round bye. Go into the playoff 12-1 ACC champs. So, yes, Singh, exactly what I was saying. Expectations are recalibrated as the season progresses. Yes, agreed. That's why it's kind of like it's a tricky thing. I agree. But at minimum, what results would you want to see? Would you want to just see a playoff appearance? Like if we get to the playoff, is it like, okay, things are on the right track? Or are you like, nah, I need to see us win a playoff game. Or you're like, no, enough's enough. We've not won the ACC for 21 years. Let's win the damn conference finally, which gets you into the playoffs coincidentally. Do you need to make a deep run in the playoffs? Or are you just fine with, hey, it's a tough schedule. If we go 9-3, if we upset either Notre Dame or beat Florida at home, if we win one of those two big ones early, I'm good. I'm just curious, what is your expectation? 818 Cali Kane says win ACC period. I'm with you on that one, believe it or not. And you know me, I'm usually one that's I'm trying to hold back the expectations a little bit. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I try to take the orange and green glasses off, which is hard heading into the season because things, that's when things get exciting. Because the anticipation for football is just too big. Chris says win the conference at minimum. Ski Money says win the ACC. Okay, so it's pretty consistent. You guys are at least starting to say that we should win the ACC. Look, I'm with you. That's my expectation. Funny thing is, you can lose both the Notre Dame and Florida game and still do that. Obviously, I don't want that. I want to, at the very least, I want to win every game, but at the very least, split those two big games. I think winning week 1 would be insanely huge. That would be a huge boost of confidence to this team, and the expectations change. I mean, we beat Notre Dame week 1. When we beat Notre Dame week 1, the expectations will change to the point that, oh, we're a title contender. We should not win. We should not lose a game. And really, I have a hard time arguing with that looking at the schedule. Not that the schedule is easy. If we beat Notre Dame week 1, I can tolerate one slip up. One slip up's fine. 2, nah. I don't know if I can understand 2. Ohio State wasn't Big Ten champs. That's true. They got hot at the right time. They also had the best player in college football and a hell of a defense that was stacked. ACC doesn't have respect. We went to win playoff games against other conferences. Yeah, but you know what? You know what, Faith? Win the ACC, you could get that first round bye. So you could skip that first round and just go, you're already making a deep run by default. So, hopefully you get a favorable seed. Although, here's the other side of that. Every team that had a first round bye last year lost. So it's almost like that all that time off worked against you. So, but it all starts with winning your conference games. You got to win your conference games, and I think we're capable of winning every conference game on our schedule. There is no conference opponent to me that I look at that A, scares me, number one. There's not one. And B, that I would accept losing to. Again, overall, this is assuming we beat Notre Dame week 1. Yeah, I can tolerate one slip up, but no more. But I'm looking at that ACC schedule. It's like no one scares me. If you are prepared and you're healthy and, you don't have any letdowns, but if you do have a letdown, there's other teammates picking you back up. Yeah, I think a lot of good things can happen this year. That's why my expectations are high. I just want us to beat teams from other conferences on top of the ACC wins. So you want to win every game, basically. But hey, I'm cool with that expectation. Expectation is to win a CFB playoff game and nothing less. I like that. So you want to do what the Dolphins haven't done, basically. You want to not just get to the playoffs, you want to win a playoff game. All right, I like that. I think getting there, even if you sneak in, and it's like first round, you got to go on the road somewhere. Let's say you got to go on the road to, I don't know, LSU or something like that. You go on the road and beat them. That's big because that's national TV. That's a lot of exposure. Every recruit in America is watching the playoffs because school's pretty much done. Everybody's on Christmas break. Those are big. If we can host a playoff game, oh boy. Got to bunk 2 issues that Miami has faced for years, winning the ACC and beating all the ACC teams, period. Yeah, even in that 2017 season, we never went. We didn't go undefeated in the conference. We should have. Our one loss was that last Pittsburgh game that, we just it looked like to me like we ran out of gas. I don't know if you guys remember that game well. I watched a little bit of it not too long ago. As you guys know, I'm a bit of a masochist. I like to go back and watch certain games that we lost, years later with a different lens, kind of like what went wrong in this game. Let me see if I can pinpoint it. And in that particular game, it was. I think fatigue definitely set in because if you remember, we lost our bye week. We didn't have a bye week. We rescheduled the FSU game to the bye week because we had that hurricane earlier in the season that kind of derailed things. So we had to play 10 or 11 consecutive weeks, something like that. And I think we got to Pitt and, no excuses. You got to be in shape. But, I think that's just what happened. They just were fatigued and they ran out of gas. They just were not ready for that gauntlet, so to speak. Also, I think they knew they won the Coastal, so it was a little bit of jogging happening, a little bit of going half speed, taking plays off. I saw a lot of that in that Pittsburgh game. We definitely ran out of gas that last game. 20. Yeah, no, that's what it looked like to me. Either guys just were running half speed, or were exhausted, or a little bit of both. What's up, John? Doing all right? Yes, sir. I'm doing great. What's going on with the Canes? Yeah, we're here. We're here chopping it up, talking about expectations for the season. If you just hopped on, Demetrius, rewind a little bit and catch up. But yeah, we're talking about just what it's going to take for a season to be successful this season. Playoffs, ACC playoff win, make a deep playoff run, national championship. Like what do you want to see? Would you rather? Oh, this is a good question. This is a question I've asked myself many times this offseason. Would you rather lose to Notre Dame or UF with the result of us making playoffs and winning the ACC? First of all, I'm not sure I care which game we lose. If the result is what you're saying, if you're telling me for sure we win the ACC and make the playoffs, I mean, I don't really care which game we lose. I would probably, man, I know Heart of Sports, you're saying nah, there's no way we should lose to Florida. Listen, the Notre Dame game, it's going to be all eyes. All eyes from the country are going to be on us because we got the audience to ourselves. It's on Sunday night. It's the Sunday before football starts in the NFL. So we're going to have a lot of extra eyeballs that we don't normally have. I mean, Miami already gets eyeballs on the screen. You know, we're good for ratings. But in addition to the fact that, like, it's a Sunday night, Labor Day weekend, no one else is playing while we're playing, I think we're the lone game that night. Winning that game at home in a rocking crowd would just to kick things off would be awesome. You do that, and again, you guarantee me a playoff spot at the end of the season. I can stomach. Not obviously, I want to win both of them, but I could stomach the UF loss. Just because kicking things off in front of that crowd in a night game, the atmosphere is just going to be unreal. I think I would pick winning the Notre Dame game and losing the UF game if I have to pick one. We got to win the state rival battle. I'd rather lose to CFB runner-ups than UF if you have to choose one. I get it, but let me throw this back at you. We embarrassed Florida in their house. Some dude ended up in the bushes trying to cover Jacoby George. And all those recruits that were sitting there witnessing it, I don't think maybe Cannon Pickett was like the one that I can think of that committed to Miami, but I don't think any of the other ones committed to Miami. In fact, I think Florida still got a few of them. So, yeah, maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that game means way more in recruiting. But I don't know, man. I think just winning in general means a little bit more, especially for Miami. You know, people want to see want proof that Miami is good. They want to see Miami win. So, yeah, I don't know if that matters like it used to. You know what I'm saying? Pick one loss to UF and Notre Dame or 2 ACC losses. Give me one of the non-conference games as a loss all day instead of 2 ACC losses, because I think if you lose 2 ACC games, you're really risking not even making the conference championship. Because Clemson, I think, is going 7-1 in the conference, personally. I am was Jalen Waters at the Miami game of Swamp? We flipped him. We did flip Jalen Waters. Okay, if he was at the game, then that's another one we flipped. Okay. Fair. That's fair. I think the one everybody keeps thinking of is DJ Pickett, but he ends up going to LSU. Superman John. I like that nickname. I have a question. Keep going back and forth. Who's your best nickel? Biggest, most physical corner? Don't see anybody at nickel than Scott or Brown at Malachi Fields. There's definitely I could definitely see some packages that Damari Brown is covering Malachi Fields. I think that would be the smart play, and have OJ or Xavier Lucas on somebody else. Although Xavier Lucas is a big dude, man. I don't mind him there. But yeah, just play the matchup game. Wherever Malachi Fields is, put either Lucas or Brown there. Your most physical corner, I think, again, it's between Lucas or Brown. One of those two guys is probably your most physical corner, also your biggest. Your best nickel, like as a pure nickel, probably Keontae Scott. It's probably him. Again, if you're going off of his 2023 tape where he played mostly slot, he was all SEC. I believe all SEC as a slot corner and a punt returner. I think he won it for both. I could be wrong on that, but had really, really good tape at Auburn as a slot corner in the SEC. So that's impressive. So he's probably my best nickel right now, although Charles Brantley is really good either in that spot or on the boundary. Even though he's an undersized dude, it doesn't matter. He just plays way bigger than he is. OJ's a pure boundary guy. Trying to think who else. Yeah, I would as a pure slot guy, I'd probably say Scott. Although Brown, I mean, it's tough because he's so good like everywhere. So it's going to be interesting. Those little competitions there at slot corner and at safety are going to be interesting. We could see someone switch to safety, like full time. We'll see. Let's see. On 31, I'm going to be on a couple more minutes, guys. Clemson is going 8-0 in conference. To be honest, 11-1 Clemson versus 11-1 Miami. That would be a great matchup. I would love that. That would actually be an ACC championship game people pay attention to. I feel like the last decade or so, it's been Clemson and whoever they're going to kill. Or those couple times FSU got there and whoever they're going to kill. Who do you have Clemson to? Ironman Lagways is in a boot. We should beat Florida after LSU roughed them up. Listen, I'm not saying we're losing to Florida. I'm just saying if you got to lose one of those two non-conference games, which one would you stomach more? I would hate to lose to the Gators. Do not get me wrong. I'm just saying that home game to kick off the season in that atmosphere at night, I mean, cash in with a win in that scenario. You could trip up with a loss a few weeks later and you'll be okay. And now you're heading into conference play, heading into a bye week, and then you got FSU, get right back on track. Whereas losing that first game, on paper, rationally, it's like, okay, that's the best team on your schedule. Fine. But kicking off the Carson Beck era with a loss, I'm telling you, fans are not going to be happy. You would think you all seem rational now. Fans are not going to be happy if we lose that game, okay? It's a toss-up. But to me, that game's a coin flip. It could go either way. Vegas has us as like a 3-point underdog, 2.5-point underdog, something like that. So usually they give 3 points to the home team. So they have us. They think Notre Dame's roughly 5 points better than us. So I think it's going to be a close game. Usually Vegas knows what they're doing. But remember, there's a couple factors nobody's talking about for whatever reason. They're breaking in a new starter. I believe Carr is a redshirt freshman, not a true freshman, but still brand new starter, hasn't taken a snap. Or if he has, it's minimal snaps. He hasn't taken a snap in that situation. The crowd is going to be much louder than people think. Redshirt freshman, okay, thank you, Mo. It's going to be much louder than people think. How quickly people kind of forget about 2017. It's going to be that kind of atmosphere. People are going to be drinking all day, so you know what's going to happen. It's going to be very loud in that house. And also the humidity. It's going to be August 31st when we play that game. That's the dead of summer down here. For those of you that live in South Florida, even at night, it's like a steam bath when you go outside. It's muggy. It's wet. It's just Yeah, it's nasty. Okay. If you're not used to breathing in that and running around in that, it's a bit of a shock to the system. By the fourth quarter, if it's close, our O-line of 6'8", 6'6" monsters is leaning on you. Yeah, I could see us grinding one out and maybe even pulling away at the end. So there are a few factors that I don't think people are talking about enough that could affect Notre Dame negatively. Club session is going to be crazy. See you there. Yes, sir. I will see you there. That's why we're in the club level. Yes, it's going to be nasty. Notre Dame and FSU should be the most talented teams Miami face in the regular season outside of FSU at home. Miami has starting QB with 2 years starting experience. No excuses. 100%. No, I make no excuses for this season. None. It's all Mario's guys. His first class are upperclassmen now. They're all juniors now and going into the third season. Veteran quarterback, just stay healthy. Get into the season healthy and no excuses. You should be able to win every game again. Am I expecting to win every game? No, you'll slip up somewhere. But can't slip up more than once or twice max. Reason I ask is it's not given that O.J. Frederick beat out O'Connor and Damari Brown. You don't get better not practicing. True. I mean, OJ's the truth, man. Don't forget. But you're not wrong, Juan. You're not wrong. O'Connor is really, really good. Damari Brown, I mean, going into last season was this is our top DB, hands down. Hands down, our top DB. They tested him deep a couple times in the Florida game. He shut both plays down. The competition in the secondary is going to be very interesting to watch. I'm looking forward to it. And it's only going to make all of them better. That's the best part of it. Everybody wins. ACC champs, Miami Hurricanes. I like it. Mo, thank you very much for the dono. You know what? I think I'm going to end it there. Let's see if I missed anything. Exactly a home game. Exactly at home. Notre Dame should be a W, and Florida at home should be a win. That's another reason why I like our chances in these two games. They're both at home. We pounded one last year in their house. And again, Notre Dame, they're walking into a hostile atmosphere. Marcus Freeman is a hell of a coach. And yeah, they just have a hell of a coaching staff in general. And they're going to be prepared. It wouldn't surprise me if this freshman comes out and he's red hot. But, chances are he's might be a little rattled those first couple possessions. If you make a couple stops, if you get a sack, force a fumble early, it could be downhill for Notre Dame fast after that. I'm calling it right now. Fans are going to crazy tailgate smash for game. Florida's the second most talented team, then it should be 11-1 season based on that logic. Florida isn't close to Miami as an overall roster. I agree with you, Hart. Totally agree. I mean, Florida has talent, don't get me wrong, but I just think Miami's a deeper team with more proven guys. Florida lost a lot of proven guys. Yes, they have DJ Lagway, but the guy missed spring, and he's going to miss a chunk of fall camp. His foot's in a boot right now, as you guys alluded to earlier. So young guys like him need those reps. And I'm sorry, I love his talent level. I think he's a freak of nature, but he needs another year of polishing, in my opinion. Just me. That's just me. But anyways, guys, I got to log off. But thank you so much for being on. Got 61 in the chat right now. Please, if you haven't, once again, I'll remind you one more time, hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I will be back on Thursday night as promised. It's a regular thing now. My schedule is now Tuesday nights at 8, Thursday nights at 8, twice a week, every week until the end of the season. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. As always, go Canes.